Hi, this is Pete Kears for Cantissimo Senior Living. Cantissimo Senior Living was created to provide education, community, and services to the senior living market. We understand the anxiety in choosing a senior lifestyle. We're trusted advisors providing free information resources in simple, straightforward language to help individuals discover vibrant, worry-free lifestyles. Check us out at CantissimoSeniorLiving.com. Cantissimo Senior Living. Experience beyond measure. This video is the second in a series about establishing a second home. As noted in the first video, a second home can take many forms. It can be a house or a townhouse, condominium or apartment, mobile manufactured home, recreational vehicle or trailer, or a boat. In this video, we'll closely examine each of these alternatives. One second home option is a single-family house or townhouse. Such structures often have a dedicated driveway or garage and possibly a yard. This configuration usually has a greater degree of privacy than other options. On the other hand, for those seeking social interaction, it might take some personal initiative to reach out to the neighbors, although some communities offer organized activities. Houses may also offer more space for storage. However, due to affordability issues, the size of a second home might be smaller than the main home. For example, a cabin or a cottage. A house typically comes with exterior and interior maintenance responsibilities. Exterior tasks can include lawn care, snow removal, or tree shrub care. Interior tasks could range from painting to appliance repair to full-scale remodeling. If a second homeowner also has a house as a main home, maintaining two places could be daunting. Of course, some of these items depend on whether the house is owned or rented. In a rental situation, the landlord may be responsible for some tasks. In a later video, we'll cover the details of buying versus renting. Second home buyers will want to know if the house is under a homeowners association, HOA, authority. If an HOA is involved, prospective buyers must decide if they will abide by the association's rules. Such rules can cover the following, like architectural and maintenance standards, allowed noise levels, lawn ornaments and holiday decorations, the number of people residing in the house, parking, short-term rentals like VRBO or Airbnb, trash and recycling, and types and numbers of pets. An HOA may also manage contracts for lawn care and landscape and snow removal. These are expenses for the HOA, and so as a result, a second homeowner will usually pay a maintenance fee to cover these expenses. Another second home option is a condominium or apartment. In fact, in some larger cities, some smaller spaces like studio apartments have gained the nickname of pied-à-terre, which is French for foot on the ground. Therefore, this type of second home provides a temporary presence or foot on the ground in another location. For many, a condominium or apartment is the only way to afford the cost of a second home. However, there are trade-offs. An obvious one is that multiple unit dwellers must follow more rules because they live close to their neighbors. This restricts activities that could impact the person next door, such as noise levels, the number and type of pets, and the ability to rent out an owned unit. Depending on the situation, the building manager, HOA board of directors, or the landlord usually enforce these rules. Those looking into condominium or apartments as a second home should ensure that the building accepts temporary living, since some HOAs, landlords, and property managers prefer year-round residents. Another compromise comes from other building residents who don't always follow the rules, or building maintenance that's neglected. Noisy neighbors, messy hallways and elevators, or outdated common areas can mar the enjoyment of a second home. On the positive side, condominium or apartment residents usually have fewer maintenance responsibilities. This could be just a ticket for someone interested in relaxing at their second home rather than attending to a long to-do list. And also, social interaction opportunities may be more numerous because there are more people around. Next, with affordability in mind, a mobile manufactured home makes sense as a second home. The average cost of these homes was around $145,000 in 2022 compared to around $429,000 for traditional homes. These homes can be situated on their own lot or on a space in a dedicated mobile manufactured home community. One difference between these two arrangements is that the residents of dedicated communities probably don't own the land underneath their homes, but instead lease the space. So why the two names, mobile and manufactured? Before June 15, 1976, these units were exclusively called mobile homes. However, the Federal Housing and Urban Development Agency, HUD, designated the official name as manufactured home after this date. At that time, HUD instituted the Manufactured Home Construction and Safety Standards HUD Code to upgrade the quality and safety requirements for these types of homes. Despite the affordability advantage, mobile manufactured homes suffer from the stereotype of being an inferior style of living. As with any housing, there are areas with distressed properties. Yet today's mobile manufactured homes are better constructed than in the past, allowing them to withstand severe weather like traditional homes. Also, most of these homes can be found in communities featuring many amenities, including well-maintained streets and sidewalks, as well as communal areas like pools and clubhouses. These latter conveniences can be a catalyst for social interaction. The flip side of affordability for mobile manufactured homes is that they tend to lose their value over time unless the land underneath is owned. In that case, the land beneath the home appreciates rather than the home itself. Also, financing a mortgage may need to be done with a lender specializing in mobile manufactured homes. Next, RV living. While mobile manufactured homes arrive on wheels, they rarely move once they reach their home sites. On the other hand, recreational vehicles are made for mobility. Subdivided into motorhomes or towable RVs, these types of second homes have unique pros and cons that need to be carefully considered. First, the pros of RV living. The ability to move or stay as desired, social interaction with other RVers, traveling in both comfort and style, lower costs versus staying at the same amount of time at hotels or motels, and you're closer to nature. Some of the cons of RV living are you're living in a pretty small space and there's not much storage. And when you're in that RV, lack of privacy and too much togetherness can be a problem. It's also a depreciating asset. And then there are the weather risks when you're outdoors like that all the time. And then there's a lot of maintenance, time, and expense. Finally, when you're on the road, there's a lot of planning for destinations and resources. RV sales and prices skyrocketed during the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2020-2021, finding a quality RV at an affordable price became difficult. Many who purchased RVs, however, during this time now realize it wasn't a long-term thing for them. As a result, availability is increasing and prices are dropping. Before taking the plunge into the RV lifestyle, do your homework. A wealth of information is on the internet, and it will help you learn the realities of this way of living. Seasoned RVers recommend taking short journeys in rented motorhomes or towables before making a big financial or lifestyle commitment. One trend that has emerged in the last decade is the rise of upscale RV experience. Many people have the image of RV living as noisy, in rustic campgrounds with Spartan amenities. The growing higher end segment destroys this notion. These communities feature luxury convenience such as pools, tennis courts, fitness centers, clubhouses, and restaurants. Some of these upscale RV resorts require that owners own newer, well-maintained motorhomes or towables. The idea represents an HOA requiring residents to adhere to architectural or maintenance standards. Although not confined to the upscale segment, RVers across the board mention that one of the best things about the lifestyle is the people. The sense of community and ease of making friends among like-minded people is an excellent benefit of RV living as a second home. Finally, what about a boat as a second home? Often called an RV on the water, living in a boat as a second home has many of the same pros and cons as the RV lifestyle. The challenges like small spaces and high maintenance concern are perhaps even more profound for a boat. The positives are also similar. Living on the water brings one closer to nature, and also the camaraderie among other boat people creates a great social atmosphere. I hope you've enjoyed this video on second home types. In the rest of the video series, we'll cover more things to think about as you consider the possibility of a second home. The videos can be found at www.cantissimoseniorliving.com/videos. This is Pete Kears for Cantissimo Senior Living. Talk to you next time.